at Apple Computer, we take a lot of pride in the systems and products we offer. We've made the Macintosh the best system on the market by putting extra care into every aspect of design and functionality. We want the user to enjoy his or her experience working with a Macintosh. When you enjoy your work, it's just that much easier to reach your maximum potential. This program is designed to help you reach your potential ergonomically by giving you tips on how to create a healthy and comfortable work environment with your computer system or workstation. So what is ergonomics? Ergonomics is the interaction between people and their environment. For example, when you borrow a friend's car, in order to drive the car comfortably, you adjust the seat, the mirrors, and the steering wheel to suit your posture. That's an example of good ergonomics, how your body works with another object or device. Riding a bike is another good example. Whether you're riding professionally or just for fun and exercise, you check and adjust all the different elements of your bicycle before you ride. The seat, handlebars, toe clips, all the working parts of the bicycle that help to distribute the workload evenly throughout your body and improve your performance. The point is that sitting at a computer is the same as any activity that's subject to long-term repetitive usage. Proper ergonomic positioning can greatly increase your performance and enjoyment in the office. Here at Apple Computer, we work hard to establish a trusting, responsible relationship with our customers. Training and support are just as important as the products we design. Naturally, proper ergonomic interface with the product is a substantial part of that equation. Dr. Rempel, director of the Ergonomics Study Lab at the University of California, specializes in the study of ergonomics.
Setting up your computer can make a big difference. Setting up the screen, the keyboard, and the chair right can help prevent some of the muscle aches and pains that would develop if you had to sit in the same position all day long for day after day.
This tape is part of an effort by Apple Computer to educate our customers and employees with concerns toward proper ergonomics. A few simple adjustments may increase your comfort and your job performance at your workstation. Gary Niekirk, Apple's safety manager, heads up Apple's ergonomics training program.
There have been a number of studies to look at what are the effects of introducing good ergonomics into the workplace. And these studies have shown that not only do you get an increase in job productivity, but also job satisfaction.
Now that you have a better understanding of ergonomics, let's look at some steps we can take to get the most out of your Macintosh, starting with the chair you sit in.
Well, the chair is important because it's probably the piece of equipment in your office that you're most in contact with throughout the day. You know, you sit in the thing for 8 hours, sometimes longer through the day, day after day. And if you adjust it right, you can prevent some of the discomforts in your legs and your lower back and even your neck.
When you go to find that chair you'll be sitting in for most of your workday, be a little picky. Choose a comfortable chair that will adjust to meet your needs. Make sure the chair supports your lower lumbar region and allows you to change your posture throughout the day. To properly adjust the height of your chair, you want to remember two things. First, your chair height should allow you to sit with your feet flat on the floor. If your chair won't adjust to this ideal height, footrests on the market that will allow your feet to rest comfortably. Second, your elbows should be about keyboard height, so that your forearms are horizontal when typing. We'll talk about where your keyboard should be later. If you have to choose between proper arm height and having your feet flat on the floor, give priority to your arms and get a footrest. Now, if your desktop is adjustable, let your feet be your priority in determining the proper chair height.
Keyboard placement is extremely important. If the keyboard's too high, a lot of times people will raise their shoulders up, and this will cause neck and shoulder tension. If the keyboard's too low, we'll have a tendency to extend our hands back, and we want to keep our wrists really in a neutral position. Also, if the keyboard's too low, you can hit your knees into the keyboard. So it's important that you adjust the keyboard to really fit your needs.
Now let's head back to that keyboard for a second. When sitting upright, the ideal position for your forearms is somewhere between 70 and 90 degrees from vertical. Keep in mind that your arms should hang naturally at your side. If your keyboard has a tilt adjustment, experiment with the settings until you find one that's comfortable. Remember to keep your wrists in a neutral position. Wrists or keyboard pads can also be purchased that allow for your arms to rest comfortably while proofreading or taking short breaks. But typing with your wrists on the pads may limit your overall movement. It's probably best to let your hands float above the keys, distributing the movement throughout all the muscles in your hands and arms. The same thing goes for using a mouse. The height of your mouse should be the same as your keyboard and as close as possible. When you move the mouse, if possible, use your full arm, not just your wrists. And because your mouse is easily operated from both sides of your keyboard, if one hand gets tired, switch your mouse to the other hand. One final tip in using your keyboard is to train yourself to type lightly. Apple computer keyboards don't need much pressure to respond, and your hands don't need the extra work. Take the time to find the minimal force required to operate your keyboard.
When you sit in front of a computer and do computer work, it's a very visually demanding task. Your eyes have to stare at one point for a long period of time, or one area for a long period of time. And you want to do everything you can to prevent eye strain. That includes adjusting the screen to the proper height, keeping the screen clean, and preventing and reducing glare on the screen.
Next, let's talk about your monitor. There are a couple of things to keep in mind when you place your monitor, starting with the lighting in your office, cube, or workspace. Although it might seem obvious not to place a monitor so it reflects light back into your eyes, it's easy to set the monitor up in the morning only to find that at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun shines through the window and changes your conditions. Some of us just ignore the change and try to work around it, resulting in eye strains and headaches right before it's time to head home. Take the time to set your monitor in the proper lighting conditions. If possible, position your monitor at a 90-degree angle from any outside window and utilize blinds or curtains in the office space to cut down on that glare. You might even move your workstation to another corner of the office or cubicle. Avoid letting dust build up on your monitor screen. It makes it difficult for your eyes to focus. Brightness and contrast levels are important too. Make sure your monitor's brightness and contrast controls are adjusted so that your eyes are comfortable while viewing. If the conditions around you can't be adjusted by light levels, positioning, or blinds, a glare screen can be purchased. If you do need to purchase a glare screen, make sure it doesn't interfere